there, this is video number 2, focusing on the lower back and where the lumbar spine meets the pelvis, and trying to tackle some of those muscle imbalances that can occur in that part of the body, the joint stiffness, the disc pressures, that kind of thing, that can get a bit out of whack when we're sitting a lot, overdoing certain positions, activities like gardening and so on, that kind of thing. Not speaking to specific pain conditions, because that's for your good local physio with lots of experience to tackle with you individually, but this is nice and safe, easy things to try at home with no equipment. That should be helpful, and they're basic things, but it's good to go back to basics sometimes and just have a think about how you can help your own back in an easy way. Good to do these type of things regularly and keep on top of it. Hope you enjoy, and remember to post your questions or any tips or ideas for further 5-minute physio videos. I'll try and tackle them. Okay, enjoy. The most efficient position for our whole spine is with our natural curves preserved, including this lower back inward curve, your lumbar lordosis. So when you're sitting upright like this with the pelvis in a neutral position, you've got that little gentle inward curve, and that's easiest to achieve over time if you've got good lumbar support. Without it, we tend to sag into this posterior pelvic tilt where we lose that curve. It's not good for the disc pressures in the lumbar area, and we get an achy back over time, obviously, if we were in this position for too long. This is what an anterior pelvic tilt looks like, and you're more likely to see it when you're standing, especially if the back muscles are really tight or switched on a bit too much, the hip flexors are too tight, or if the abdominal muscles are not working to tilt your pelvis back a little bit and get a neutral spine. This is what the posterior pelvic tilt looks like from the outside. A really easy thing you can do if you're sitting a long time and you can't get up straight away to move is just roll from posterior to anterior tilt right there in your chair. Just move to the front of the seat, that makes it a little bit easier, and just gently roll back onto your sit bones and then roll forward into an anterior tilt and just oscillate gently. But obviously getting out of your chair is better, and doing a back extension stretch is great. You can do it in standing like this. Just try and get a nice even distribution of extension through your lumbar spine and look up to the ceiling, just gently repeating a few times. If you can get down on the ground, then do so, and prop up on your elbows like this for a nice lumbar spine stretch. Relax your lower back. Or if you can move a little bit further, it's best to do it this way and push off your hands, use the strength in your arms, let your back muscles really relax and your tummy sag towards the floor. And just try to relax the shoulders, keep the shoulder blades low, push up with the arms, stretch just as far as you can comfortably, don't strain with your neck. And just remember this exercise, if you have got an achy back, it's really good, especially if that achy back is because you've been sitting a long time or bending in the garden, squatting down, that sort of thing. Lumbar extension can work wonders. Lots of sitting will really tighten up your hip flexors, so try this stretch. In this position, tuck your bottom under so you've got that posterior pelvic tilt, and imagine the front of the hip that you're stretching being drawn as if it's got a string attached to it, the front of the hip being drawn forward to the wall in front of you, and just hold for at least 20 seconds. Then swap sides. Now this fancy move might raise some eyebrows in the office, but you can conceivably do it if you're facing in the right direction. So just try it. It activates everything in your core. It really is a great antidote for sitting for long periods. Get into this position, have a nice flat back, even if it means you've got to bend your knees slightly because you've got a big hamstring stretch. Send your butt back behind you to the wall behind. That means bringing your weight back on your heels a little bit, and reach forward as far as you can through the tips of your fingers, keeping your shoulder blades down low and keeping your neck in alignment with the rest of your body. There's so much you can do about strength in terms of helping your lower back, but one of the best things is to target your bum muscles, the good old glutes. A really safe way is this one, just lifting up your bum when you're lying on your back with your knees bent, bridges, just squeezing your bum muscles as you lift. And if you can do that easily, doing them on one leg is killer and really a great way to help your lower back. You don't have to lift very high, just squeeze your bottom muscles, just lift up. You should still feel the back of your rib cage on the floor. Just do a few on each side. Try to breathe naturally throughout. and not strain in your neck. You should have a nice relaxed, soft neck. Squats are also really good, and you can do them pretty much anywhere. Just have your feet wide apart. Imagine you're going to sit down on a chair that's just behind you. You don't have to go very deep if you've got, and especially don't if you've got knee pain. But if you don't have knee pain, go deep and really work the quads as well as the glutes. Get ready for an incredible demo of this exercise. Alright, so when you do these guys, step out wide so you don't fall over, so you have a wide base. And you pure down and use your dog as a source of challenge for your balance, and use your butt. Thank you for tuning in for video number 2. Thank you, Tiger, you rock star.